Let's talk about another blast from the past. Let's talk about Britney, who is finally been given, well, they said she's been charged with a DUI and she's been offered probation in regards of what's been going on with her. So that's good news. I mean, it kind of felt like that's kind of where they would go anyway. But it's like this weird thing I'd never heard of that they were talking about what it exactly is they were going to give us. So let's get into the article. So Britney Spears is facing a criminal charge after being pull over, that ass is too fat, boop, boop, and arrested for allegedly driving under the influence in March. On Thursday, April 30th, prosecutors in Ventura County, California, charged Spears with one misdemeanor count of driving under the influence. Her arraignment is scheduled for Monday, May 4th. Damn, May 4th is a busy day. First of all, we got the Met Gala. Now we got this happening. Met Gala on the East Coast, her criminal charge on the West Coast. Now, that's all at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that'll be 12 p.m. Eastern time. Spears is not required to attend in person, and her attorney will be able to appear on her behalf. Now, a press statement from the Ventura County District Attorney's Office noted that it plans to offer Spears a type of plea deal known as a wet reckless, which was something I ain't never heard of. But apparently, they said this is offered to people without past DUIs, low blood alcohol level, and where was no crash or injury. I'm like, I've never heard of this sort of situation. So there was no crash or no injury. This is her first ever DUI charge, and they said low blood alcohol level. But I don't understand how she's being charged with a DUI when they said that she took a breathalyzer and she didn't go over the limit. So, but they did say they found Adderall in the car, which we've had this conversation that a lot of times when Brittany goes to her second home, that's Mexico. I think that's where she goes to get her fix on the cheap because she said that one of her favorite drugs of choice is Adderall. Now, they said the DA's office noted that this type of resolution is common, particularly with a defendant demonstrates self motivation to address underlying issues through rehab or treatment. Spears voluntarily checked into a rehab facility earlier this month. I think she went for 3 weeks and now she's out. So a lot of people were saying, well, I guess people on her camp said they would have loved if she would have stayed longer, but I guess she felt like she got what she needed from it, or was this all, in my opinion, let me play devil's advocate, and let me be a cynic. Maybe this was all a ruse, so that way, oh, you know what? Because I may go to jail, which, according to her team, they believe that they said her inner circle, and this is according to Rob Shooter. He said her team believes that she wouldn't survive prison if she was sent to prison. And my thing was like, why would they send Britney to prison? First of all, if y'all didn't send Justin Timberlake ass to prison, and he was way beyond the legal limit of alcohol and was a mess. And we seen that footage that allegedly they said his wife didn't want to get out. So if you ain't gonna send his little lily white ass to prison, why you gonna send her to jail over a DUI? That don't make no damn sense. If she gonna go into prison, then lock his ass up too. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But y'all always so quick. And I don't want to sound like these damn delusional ass Britney stands. But it's like y'all, I don't want to fall into that hole of the press or the people picking on Britney or whatever. And maybe there is some sexism that's thrown in this whole situation. But according to what went with her, I don't think it was as bad. Now, yeah, her driving erratically on the street and swerving and do all that craziness, you should not be behind no wheel. And if you are in a position where you have a lot of money, what you need to be doing is get you a driver, sit on the passenger side of your best friend's ride, and live like that. Shit, I would love to have to walk around with somebody just driving me. Okay, I need to go here, there, and everywhere. I need to get the car, get to driving, and I can go about my merry way. I ain't got to drive none of my cars. I have somebody driving for me. Yeah, I have my cute little vehicles, but I have somebody drive me around. Yes, I am Miss Daisy. Drive my ass around. So, I hope she doesn't. I'm glad she doesn't see jail. But like I said before, I do believe that maybe she was doing all of this because let me go to rehab, make it look good in the eyes of the judge so they can go easy on me and I won't be able to do jail time or whatever the case is, or the community service or whatever comes with that. But I should point out that a rep for Britney's did not immediately return a request for comment. And y'all already know the tea about how she got pulled over in March after receiving reports of a BMW driving erratically at a high rate of speed because anybody could have been hurt in that situation. And I'm glad nobody was. So clearly somebody upstairs was looking out for her. And I do think this is a warning for her to get her shit together. And I'm hoping that everything that she did do up to this point was to get herself together. But I also was hearing from Rob Shooter that with all this going on, that her sons, who have all of a sudden, and yes, I'm saying every word I'm saying is what I mean. All of a sudden, wanting to come back into her life and be mommy's little boys or whatever, even though they're grown now, they're of age. They've decided to move into Brittany's home. So on one hand, while Brittany is loving this because she's like, I finally got my boys and I'm able to have time with them, and I hope that they genuinely mean what they're doing. The timing of all this got me side eyeing them because I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why is it that once the child support got cut off because y'all been aged out, and Kevin Federline wrote the book that nobody read and nobody cared to read, so all that wasted wood to turn his book into something that nobody gives a fuck about. All of a sudden now with all of that, and now that the wells run dry, now all of a sudden you want to be in mommy's good graces. I really hope that they're coming to, want to be in Brittany's life and wanting to spend a particular time with her, an extensive amount of time, and not using her because, well, now that the well is run dry, now we could use that we love mommy and she's gonna give us whatever it is and she'll shower us with gifts. Because remember, back in the day when Brittany, the whole conservatorship, I think before the conservatorship and when that conservatorship unfolded, Jamie, her no good ass father, and Kevin conspired, and we'll throw Lynn up in there too. She was acting like basically the way that Catherine Jackson was portrayed in this Michael Jackson movie. Everything was going on. She was just sitting there idly by, letting the shit happen and not protecting her daughter. But because I guess that was the role a lot of these people played in them days. But Brittany needed protection for her family, and they was using her financially and using those kids as a weapon against her in order to get what they wanted. Well, if you want to see your boys again, you'll do X, Y, and Z. And this was a lot of stuff that was happening. Even she's mentioned this in her book. So I'm hoping that this is not another way where y'all are manipulating these boys to use their mother as another way to get whatever they can get out of her because none of y'all motherfuckers want to get up off y'all ass and get a real goddamn job. Y'all want to sit up in here and use Brittany because she been the cash cow. And it's disgusting how a lot of parents are with their kids. But y'all will sit and sell them out, whore them out, sell them up the river just so y'all can get just a smidge of money, success, fame, and glamour. It's just so sad that this is what y'all do with y'all kids. Y'all should be loving up on y'all kids instead of whoring them out to people like a Jeffrey Epstein or whatever the case is, or just so they can become famous because you couldn't hack it as a pop star or whatever the case was. So now you see the ability in your kid and you thinking, oh, they're going to get us out the ghetto. They're going to get us out of poverty. They're going to do this, that, and the third. And you pretty much out here whoring out your damn child when all they want to do is sit up out here and just be famous and want to do the thing that it just naturally comes to them. And you're supposed to be the protector and the provider to make sure that these little nasty ass perverts that lurking up in the industry don't take advantage of your child. So I hope that the boys are in for wanting to be up in Britney's situation because they genuinely care about her and they genuinely want to see the best for their mother. But the cynical New York side of me is like, oh, I'm gonna definitely keep my eyes on y'all asses. But in the meantime, what do y'all think of this story? I hope, Brittany, that everything goes well for you. We're all rooting for you around here. Yes, I'm channeling Tyra, and I'll just be keeping abreast of the story as it develops. But I want to hear from y'all. Whatever your thoughts on this matter, let me know in the comments down below.